time on the man who knows everything, we are going to lengthen and shorten the doors. So as you can see, we've got our rear door and our front door with all its scribble on it. So as you can see, instead of taking 135mm out, we're now going to be taking 240. So that's more than what I originally planned for. So pretty much what we're going to do today is strip both doors, windows, even the quarter windows, take off all the trim and all the insides. This is an 18 volt. Probably not the best one to do it with, but this is the one we've got. You could also use a jump starter pack or a 12 volt battery from a car. But as I don't have any of those except for this on hand right now, we're just going to use this. So, to figure out which one's going to give you your negative and your positive, you're just going to use the multimeter. Now, if you don't know how to use it, you just usually flick it to the first setting, and of course, stick the red and the positive, and the black and the negative. Just like this. One in there, and you'll start getting a reading, even though this is just a cheap multimeter, so it starts reading when it wants to. And you'll get a reading of about 1726. Now, those are only 12 volts, so this is pretty dangerous, but just bear with us. Because it will work, just be careful. Here we have our doors, and of course you can see there's the wiring for the window regulator. Well, how do we know that? Because the window switch is connected to the doors. So what we're going to do is just disconnect the switch, toss it away, grab our battery, grab our wires. Now, this bit is a little risky because you don't really know which one's going to do which. Now, I'm guessing it's not these two big wires here. I'm guessing it's one of these two smaller ones. And what makes you think that? Well, these are the wires for the window regulator, green and red. Now, as you can see, we have a green and a red. So, that's the wires we're going to use. But you go, hold on, whoa. There's two reds and there's two greens. So which one's going to do which? Well, we're going to find out. Either A, the mirror is going to extend, or B, the window's going to go up, well, try to go up, or go down. Now we are going to put down the window, since we've figured it out. So, just reverse the polarity for which direction you want to go in. So, just watch. As you'll see, it'll go down. And that's probably about where you want it. Maybe a bit up, but as I said, all you're going to do is reverse the polarity. So you shove that one in there, and that one in there, and the window will go up. Now that's pretty much where you want it, sort of. But we're going to figure it out. So, keep watching, I guess. Here is our rear door. That, of course, is going to dome most of it to the front door to extend it, and the rest will be used to extend the rear quarter panel forward to meet, of course, the back door. Now, why use the door, you say? You could just, make a new panel. Well, it's easier to use the rear door if you're like me, who has a shortage of certain tools. Now, if you've done this work, you know which tools those are. If you haven't, well, just for you guys, a roller, an English wheel, and of course, a bender. Now, I don't have any, well, I say I don't, I just don't have tools big enough to complete the job. This is why we're going to use this method. Now, it's all well and easy to cut the skin, but where the challenge lies is actually underneath, in the actual framing of the door, or the inner skin, as some people call it. So, you're thinking, well, how is he going to join it back together? It's going to be a mission. So, we're going to take the method with welding of one, you start at the top, you tack it at the bottom, and you carefully go from the middle and out and in to make sure the heat spreads neatly. And if you don't do that, you'll end up making, well, a mess of everything. You know why I know this? Because I'm a man who knows everything, of course. In personal experience. And just don't ask me how I know this. So the next thing is the window frames. We're going to have to get rid of them. And why? Well, we don't want them. Remember, we'll remove the top of the pillar, so there's no point in keeping this. Yes, we may move it back to a certain point, but why would we do that? We could just use the old frame from the old quarter window. But why would you do that? So, what really needs to happen is everything from the top of the skin above needs to go. Everything from this line to this line needs to go. And then we can patch it together, and then we can fill in all these holes in both doors, and of course the door handle. Now, why am I going through all this craziness? Well, as I explained, why not? So now, we're going to cut this. Now, you may notice that I've raised the door with this block of wood. That's if you can see it. Why? Because we don't want things pinching. For the same reason, we put the strengthening, or the bracing, in the car when we took the pillar out the first time, or when we cut it. So, same rule kind of applies here. We need something to hold it up. So I'm going to get to cutting, and we'll see how it goes. now we have a single, well now we have one single piece, but there's a teeny weeny white liney little issue. It's about a 7mm issue. What's that issue? Well, if you can see it, good on you. Those who can't, I'll explain. So, with of course, this door, rear door, I may have mentioned that the door has a slight rake to it, or a slight angle to it. It slopes down from the back to the front of the door. Now, I completely forgot to take that into account. So what I've tried to do, of course, is match up the tops as much as I could. And that's where I've gone wrong, because I've completely forgotten about the bottoms and the middle. So what we're going to have to do now is cut all my tacks back off, rearrange it so the bottom matches. So why does the bottom need to match? Well, because it's the bottom. You most likely see the bottom before you see the top. How are you going to fix the top? Well, we're going to just stretch it somewhere in here to make sure the top matches. So, to correct our issue with this gap here, we're just going to simply make a cut down and then push it down. Let's fill the hole. So, we have a shortened door. And of course the next process is lengthening the front door. But that'll be in a future episode. Another couple things is, remember when you're welding flat surfaces or thin surfaces, you just got to reduce the heat and, take a little time. Now if you're doing this, say, with a TIG welder, it would be a lot easier, as you wouldn't be dealing with, you'd be able to control the heat a little better. But as I'm using an old MIG, it's a little hard. Your heat ranges. So if you are going to attempt this at home, just remember to be just the slightest bit more careful than you usually would, say with thick steel, or even structural pieces like this quarter panel. The bottom of the quarter panel here, where it was rusty, we've cut it out, and you can put a lot of heat here because of course it's thick and it's pretty concentrated area of layers and layers and layers. The door skin, say where your door handle is or where you're joining it, it's not as thick and it doesn't have as many layers, so you just got to be real careful around the heat. And of course when you put too much heat in it, you'll burn it away. So you've got to be real careful, especially in your swages here, to not burn it. Otherwise, it will end in tears. So, like, subscribe, keep watching for the next part, where we do the front door.